Welcome, everyone, to the Weekly Stash. My name is Stephen McGauley, and with me, as always, is Joseph Gable and Ed Garrett. How are we doing this evening?
Doing great.
Good. How's it going, guys?
Awesome. Good times always. It's getting warmer, so it's good. Good time of the year, at least for me.
Can't complain about that.
Louis. But lots to talk about, and let's just get right to it. I think Marvel was really the big news this week. Is what we got going on there, Joe?
Well, the really big thing this week was in Superior Spider-Man number 30. Now, the real big meat and potatoes for me in this issue was that Dr. Octopus actually reached the point where he realized that he was not superior and willingly gave his body back to Parker. And the whole transition was really well written as the two characters actually come to some kind of common ground and actual respect for one another because they both shared the life of the hero now, and he knows that the only way that this can be done is if Parker handles it, and so he gives it over, and that's kind of how the issue ends up because there's one more left before they go to Amazing. And so it was really good, and I'm really excited for the finale of this. And to move on to Guardians of the Galaxy, that concluded the trial of Jean Grey. Stephen, I know you haven't read all of these, so I'm going to keep it spoiler-free and just say that it was just as fun as it has been, and the decision by Cyclops at the end is pretty big. And I'll leave it at that for you. And the other thing I'm going to briefly mention is, out of all the other ones, the one I really thought was pretty neat was the all-new Ghost Rider. Brand new volume, brand new character, brand new spirit of vengeance as he inhabits the body of a street racer who gets gunned down for drugs. So it looks, it's got a pretty cool style to it, and I think, and instead of a motorcycle, it's a car this time. So I kind of like the change up.
Cool. Lots of fun stuff. I'm so angry that I'm not caught up on Guardians, so thank you for not ruining it for me.
No, it's good though.
I've been way too busy to get caught up on much of anything recently.
I'm behind a lot of things too.
But what has been going on, Ed, with DC this past week?
A couple of things. Superman 29 had a team-up between him and Starfire, and it sort of gave a chance to show one more time the difference between Superman, who does not kill, and Starfire, who seems to have no problem with killing when she needs to. There was also Justice League Dark 29. There is a new person in charge of the House of Mystery at the end of this issue. John Constantine has been in charge of it for quite some time. The events here sort of break the final straw in one relationship, and someone else is taking over. The other thing that I forgot to mention too in the pre-show was Rogue's Rebellion, which was something Brian Bucciolato's been writing. He and Francis Manapul have had a long run on The Flash and are about to switch over to another book that we'll talk about in a minute. But he's been running this Flash's Rogues Gallery-centric series, and it has been pretty awesome. These guys are blue-collar crooks. They don't want to take over the world. They just want to be able to rob a bank and go have a couple of beers afterwards. And
who doesn't, right?
Right. It's just the life everybody wants to live.
And this series has been awesome. The only complaint I have about the miniseries in Rogues Rebellion is that it's not an ongoing series. It's really that good. But that's ending. But it was a great ending to the series, and one of the more fun books I've read in a while.
Very cool. And anything big going on with the indies this week?
You know, I've got a lot coming up. If we can hit real quick, I'm sort of losing my speech here. Valiant's got Archer and Armstrong coming up. They're continuing the storyline where Bloodshot and Hardcore are crossing over with them. There's some pretty awesome battles coming up in that one. And having seen an advanced look, I highly recommend it. Along with Quantum and Woody. And those two books with Valiant, if you like great action and a lot of over-the-top humor at the same time, these are your books. They're just some of the most witty and fun books that are out there. Quantum and Woody's a little more socially inappropriate, so if you like that kind of humor, that's definitely a book for you. but I love both of those. And I'll catch you up on some more in just a little bit. We're going to come back, I know, in just a little bit.
Awesome. Yeah, and this week we had some awesome stuff going on with movies. We had the biggest thing, Ninja Turtles official trailer dropping this week. That was pretty awesome. I liked what it seems like Michael Bay's doing with the movie. He's done a really good job of doing the Ninja Turtles. That was done. I mean, it's been a long time since they've actually tried to do a movie like this. The last ones were live action, guys dressed up in costume. So now that they can actually do this all CG for the well, a lot of it in CG, it's pretty cool to see what they're doing with this. So I'm looking forward to it because I grew up in Ninja Turtles. Joe, I knew you grew up in Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
What did you think of the trailer?
I remember going to see the first one in the movie theater when I was a kid, so I'm excited.
Did you like the trailer? I know you talked before. We both liked the ending to the trailer.
Oh yeah, the trailer looked sharp. I like a lot of people. Some people aren't happy with the character they chose to play Shredder, but I like that guy, so I think he'll do good. I think he sounded good in the trailer.
Yeah, it was cool. Who did they pick to do Shredder? I
can't remember his name. I remember in The Dark Knight, he was the guy at the bank that the Joker put the grenade in his mouth.
Yeah. I know. I just can't think of his name. Thank goodness for Wikipedia or IMDb, who can tell me that it was William Fitcher.
Yes.
Fitchner. That's who it was. Yeah, William Fitchner. They have the bank owner who owned the bank for the mob. So yeah, I think he'll be great. It's gonna be cool. It looks awesome. Michael Bay's gonna blow a bunch of stuff up. That's so. I'm excited. I hope most people are. Comes out August 8th, so towards the end of the summer. So hopefully it'll be long enough after all the blockbusters that it can soak up some numbers and keep the series going.
Is that the same weekend as Guardians of the Galaxy?
Guardians, it might be going up against Guardians now that you mention it.
Or they might be the first though. I remember it's the first or second week.
If we were organized, we would have looked this up before, but of course,
anything can happen.
Right. What? They don't have anything on IMDb for a date. I don't know why. I could have swore they had a date. Let's try Google. See what they've got.
I feel bad. I should know this.
Yeah, I feel bad too. I feel like I should know this as well, but for whatever reason, I don't. Guardians of the Galaxy 2014. Nope, no date.
Yeah.
I want to say it's July.
I think the Turtles are out August 8th.
August 1st.
August 1st, okay.
So you were right, Joe. Your original. So, yeah, that could be tough for Turtles. So it'll have a few weeks. I think I hope Guardians does well too. That's another movie that we are really needing to get some numbers in order to continue.
I think it'll do great.
I think it'll be fine. I think there's enough Marvel fans out there that'll go and watch it. And if they keep if they keep the advertising, get more of the average people to go, kind of like what they've done with Iron Man. I mean, look at all the people that are Iron Man fans now that had no clue who Iron Man was before the movie came out. The other big movie, obviously, coming this week is Captain America. So Winter Soldier. So that's going to be awesome. We have the first 11 minutes are still up on our site. I checked. So if you want to spoil the first 11 minutes, I watched it. It's awesome. So get on there and check it out.
it seems like every review I've read, or pre-review of people talking about it, say it's the best single Marvel movie they've made yet.
Yeah, I'm very angry that I did not get press passes to go see it on Thursday, because that's when the screeners were here in St. Louis. So they are embargoed until Wednesday, I think, this week. I'll have to double check on that. But they're technically embargoed, so anybody that's released anything broke embargo. So they'll see stuff trickling out this week as far as reviews, but from the first 11 minutes alone, it looked phenomenal. So it's going to be, I look forward. I'll be seeing it. I think I'm going to see it Friday at like 4 o'clock. So I think I'm going to take off work early and go see it. So look for one of us will have the review up here towards the end of the week. At least if you want to hear our thoughts on it. But that's really it for at least the movies for now. We'll have more on movies coming up next week. But what do we have coming up this week for comics, Joe?
Well, this week we've got a very special Ultimate Spider-Man 200 issue, which is supposed to be really big for the character and his universe moving forward. A new What If Age of Ultron series starts out this week. New Punisher, new Moon Knight. A Guardians of the Galaxy movie prelude issue will be out, as well as something I've been looking forward to, Deadpool versus Carnage. And new Magneto. That's about it.
Awesome. Ed, what's coming up for DC? I know you've got some big stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're starting, Action 30 comes out, and that's going to start the Doomed storyline that'll go throughout the summer. This is where they're bringing Doomsday back into the New 52. He's been in the Phantom Zone and is about to break out. This sort of picks up after the events of Forever Evil, even though issue 7 of Forever Evil hasn't come out yet, where Lex Luthor is now a hero and Superman seems to be viewed as the opposite number here, and Doomsday is coming out. This should be pretty awesome. Over in Detective, John Layman has done a great job for several issues, but now Francis Manapul and Brian Buccellato are coming over from The Flash and taking their very unique approach to The Dark Knight. I'm looking forward to this. I'm a big fan of Manapul and Buccellato, have been for quite some time, and I can't wait to see what they do on Batman over in Detective. And if you ever thought that Aquaman had made a full comeback in the New 52, this ought to be the proof. There is a second Aquaman series coming out that debuts this Wednesday. Those of you who have followed it know that there is a group of people called the Others that he has worked with supposedly in the past that came back into his life, and it's a team-up book starring it's Aquaman and the Others, #1 that comes out. Then I've got a couple of personal favorites. Earth 2 is coming out with issue 22, and The Movement is coming up with, I believe it's next to last issue, which is issue 11. And so that's sort of the big ones from DC. Over in Indies, besides the ones we've already talked about from Valiant, Archer and Armstrong, and Quantum and Woody, Incredible Universe #12. And those of you who are from Image, those of you who are Incredible fans, probably have been enjoying this additional one. This is a team-up book with all the other characters that surround Incredible. And it's the last issue for a while because Todd Nauck, the artist, is going back over to Marvel to do Nightcrawler. So this will be the last issue for a while. It's going to be a pretty fitting end to it. Sidekick #6 comes out over at Dynamite. You've got 2 Red Sonja books, one by Gail Simone and the other by Jim Zub. And Turok, the Dinosaur Hunter, #3 by Greg Pak, who has very quickly become one of my favorite writers. Just about anything he writes is amazing. And Veil #2 by Greg Rucka, who does some wonderful stuff elsewhere, is coming out. And then finally, our friends over at Action Lab have a couple of books. Skyward #6 comes out, and this is one of the best all-ages books out there. It's got an almost Disney-esque quality to the artwork. The storyline's great. And then their Action Lab Danger Zone mature line has issue #6 of Final Plague, which it's an interesting twist on the zombie genre where the virus starts with animals first, You'll never look at cute little bunnies the same way again if you read this book. And so those are the big ones that are coming out from indies that I'm just anxiously awaiting the chance to do some reviews on.
Awesome. There's so much to read. And that's the problem I run into. Just so much to read and not enough time.
So many books, so little time.
But I'm going to throw you for a loop. I know we're running long on time here, but Ed, I'm going to throw you for a loop just because I thought this was a good topic to tackle now.
Okay.
For someone who is who's going to go see Captain America this week, and who's really going to get sucked in by it, because the first one was a solid movie, but let's face it, it was really a plot base that needed to be set. So for someone that's going to go see Winter Soldier this weekend and going to love it, if they want to pick up a Captain America comic to start reading, and not pick up the ones that Marvel's throwing out there to go along with the movie, to really just supplement the movie, where would somebody start?
Oh my gosh. You know, there's one thing that you might want to take a look at, because Comixology is running a sale right now, I believe. Let me pull this up. They're running a 99-cent sale on all sorts of Captain America stories from all different eras of publication. So if you want to take a look and get into something for cheap, go over to Comixology. When you go to their main page, they've got an ad up for it. But it's the Captain America stories that were written by Mark Waid. Not a bad place to get started, at least from this fan's point of view. You got to remember, I'm the DC guy. So, Joe, what do you think?
That sounds about right to me, actually.
Oh my gosh, I got something right on Marvel.
See, you didn't even know you had it in you.
There we go.
So if you want to catch up with some books before that, definitely jump on that. I didn't even know about that Comixology deal, so check that out. That sounds like an awesome place to start and to grab some books and to get reading. So look forward to it. Again, keep up. Ed's going to have some great reviews up here coming up this week as soon as our embargoes are lifted, and we'll have the movie review up for Captain America as soon as that movie drops for us here and here in the States. And thank you guys for another great night. But for the rest of you, keep reading the stash and have a great evening.
Later.
Good night.